Welcome to my review for Pokémon Legends ZA. This is coming from someone that put close to 40 hours in the game, and I just wanted to share my thoughts because this game is getting a lot of hate. I'll say right off the bat, Game Freak deserves a lot of the smoke coming towards this game, but some of the things I've seen from bigger channels doesn't really actually line up with the game itself, and that's kind of bothering me because it's some pretty bad misinformation. Right off the bat, some of the hate, right? It got leaked on how much money they spent on this game. That is 100% unacceptable considering how much money they get from their consumers. They need to invest more into these Pokemon games and bring it to the next level, especially with competition like Digimon and Pal World. And I'll just say right off the bat, those two games are not my style and not appealing to me at all, but I do see the benefit of Pokemon having competition when it comes to their video games. The good, the battle system. If you enjoy this, you will have fun in this game. I promise you, I have not had this much fun in a Pokemon game on the Switch to this point. This battle system is awesome. I know they won't keep it. I know they'll go back to turn-based. But if they can just keep this style for these Legends games, that would be amazing, at least in my opinion. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Like I said, most fun I've had in a Pokemon game on the Switch. Something about it, it's just way more appealing to me, at least for this game, right? The cooldowns, that's what you operate on with your Pokemon, are cooldowns. So if you use moves that have a shorter cooldown, you can attack more frequently. That, to me, awesome. Running around the battle zones and taking on as many other trainers as I could, even though it really does kind of feel like a purge that's out to get everybody. Just trying to get that number up as high as I could and how many trainers I could defeat. Is it pretty easy? Yeah, if you overlevel your Pokemon, it's easy, but it's a lot of fun. And with that being said, if you don't enjoy this like live action, I guess I'll call it, if you don't enjoy this battle system, you will 100% not enjoy this game, because this is most of it. During the day, you run around catching Pokemon, doing story missions, and at night, you go to the ZA Royale. You go into the Purge Zone, and you battle these people, right? So half the game is battling trainers, like any other Pokemon game. So if you're just die-hard turn-based combat, this does not look fun to you at all, not interesting to you at all, do not get the game, okay? Because you're not going to enjoy it. Now, if this seems fun to you, like I've been mentioning it was to me, then I really think you'll enjoy this game and you'll be able to look past the negative aspects of the game, right? The need improvement zones for this game. Another good thing about this game, honestly, my opinion, purely, the story. I really enjoyed the story. I enjoy some of the characters they introduce. Others, not so much. There's a couple characters that are a little wild. But overall, the story is very good. I also, just forewarning, Zygarde's one of my favorite Pokemon. So there's that. That adds to it. I'm not going to spoil anything. I think there's a lot of little quirks with this story that might turn some people off, but I like the detective that whole idea that you help her out with some side quests, and then taking down the rogue mega Pokemon. I enjoyed that. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil anything. I do think the story overall is a positive for the game. Negative, I really just have one big gripe, and it is the city, honestly. I thought initially that I was okay with it, because I was exploring it. Then you get on the rooftops, you can go in the sewers. Those are like different layers. Kind of think of like a budget version of Tears of the Kingdom Sky Islands, right? Exploring the rooftops. It really is navigating a different layer of the map, and you do need the double jump thing with the Rotom phone. You need that to get to some other rooftops, but it is very bland. It's very bland and it's very samey, right? A lot of it looks exactly the same. I can look past it with how much I enjoyed the battle system, like I'm going to mention again, and the story. Those pull me through to the end of the game, I guess is how you can say it. I did enjoy the online battles too, but back to the negative with the map. I really, really think this game would benefit from a large open area like Sword and Shield had. I'm not saying go crazy like Scarlet and Violet, right? That map was completely open and pretty boring. Not gonna lie, there is not much to do other than just catch Pokemon, which is the point of the game, right? But the open area in Sword and Shield I did really enjoy, and I think this game would have benefited heavily from that. I personally do not consider this game lacking voice acting as a negative. And this, maybe it's a negative in the end, but I feel like if Game Freak is only going to invest this small amount of money into these games, that if they were to do voice acting, it would be budget voice acting, and it would be worse than just not having it all. I can look past the having to read the dialogue. It kind of lets me form my own opinions about the characters and stuff like that, but I completely understand if you're just out on the game because you wanted that quality when it comes to a video game and having voice acting, right? I mean, I just played Diablo 3, and that has voice acting, and how old is that game, right? Final thing I wanted to touch on was just a couple of the critiques the game is getting. I did see a lot of videos pop up right away. Oh, Pokemon Legends ZA is getting Day 1 DLC. This is unacceptable. And then a 10-minute video talking about how it has Day 1 DLC. Something to know about that. DLC was announced for the game, but it has not been released yet. It does not release until, I think, February. So while it does have an announcement for DLC before the game released, it does not actually have the DLC yet. So you cannot go to the Mega Dimension yet. It has not been released. Just to clarify that, because I saw so many videos putting out that misinformation. Another thing I saw a couple channels pointing out were the difficulty to get the Mega Stone for Greninja. That had to have been the easiest thing I did in the game, honestly. You just play it, you play the online battle, you don't even have to win. It gives you random rewards for, like, you could be the one that picks up the most items or does something random the most times, and you'll get points for it. It took me like 30 minutes to get it. The one critique I do understand with that is that it requires an online membership to get that, right? And that's bad. That's a negative. I do think they're going to make those that at least that Mega Stone available later on. I'm not sure how, but I did see something on that. Not confirmed, but just what I'm remembering. Overall, I would rate this game 7 out of 10 because I enjoyed the battle system so much, and a lot of my favorite Pokemon are in this game. If there were a lot of Pokemon that I didn't like, Dedenne. The bane of my existence is Dedenne. And I didn't enjoy the battle system. I would probably put it at a 2 out of 10, to be honest. And that 2 would only be gained from the story. So you can take that, you know, determine if you want to purchase it or not. I completely respect it. If you're just, nope, Game Freak, this is unacceptable, I'm not purchasing this, completely understand. If you're a Pokemon fan and you can look past the map being a little samey and the common Game Freak jank, I think there's fun to be had in this game. It all comes down to that battle system. If you think that you would enjoy this live action battling versus the turn-based. That's going to be it for this video. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. I have a very small channel. I'm looking to, you know, get some more people out here. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch y'all later.